ladies! Welcome back to the Writers Retreat Network. I'm super excited to come back with another premium content video. A little late this week with the premium content video because this Wednesday, actually, I traveled out to Houston. As you can see, I'm at my hotel now. We are hosting the Houston Writers Brunch on Sunday, so I'm excited to see some of you guys, hug some of you guys. But let's get right into today's topic. So today, we are going to be talking about writing a devotional. A lot of you guys have reached out to me. You've shown interest in writing a devotional, so not your normal nonfiction book or fiction novel. You guys want some tips on writing a devotional, so that is what this video is about today. One thing that people ask me all the time is how many words should my devotional be? And the thing about the structure of a devotional is separated by different devotions, your individual devotions. So it's less about how long should your devotional be, but it's more so about like what is the average word count per devotion within, a devotional. A devotional is meant to be something that people can go through on a daily basis. There are different time frames that people can create for their devotional. I wrote my own devotional. It's right here. It's a 14-day journey of peace and contentment. The name of it is To the Promised Land, a 14-day journey of peace and contentment. And basically the theme of my devotional is basically if you feel like you're in a wilderness season, basically how can you get from that point to your promised land within 14 days. So that is what this devotional is about. That is the theme, and I recommend that everyone who has an idea for a devotional has a theme in mind or a concept in mind that it would make sense to divide into separate days or divide into separate categories. But your devotional can be a 14-day devotional, it can be 7 days, or it can be 365 days. It could be a year devotional. But devotionals can be in different formats. So my devotional is a very tiny book. It's smaller than the size of my hand, and it's just one whole book. But I am actually going through a very interesting devotional right now, and I really love it. It is a 9-day devotional on the fruits of the Spirit. It's a devotional series, and each devotion is its own book. So this devotion is faithfulness, this devotion is self-control, this devotion is goodness. So it's like it comes with nine different books, but it all has the same pattern, it all has the same flow, but it's focusing on a different topic, which all fall under the same umbrella of gifts of the Spirit. And just to piggyback off of that, you want to make sure that your devotional has a flow and that it has a structure that people are used to every day. So for example, if the first devotion in your devotional has the main content, and then it has a Bible verse, and then it has, a question for the reader to answer, then almost all of the other devotions in the book should have that same structure. They should have the content, the verse, and then the question to keep it consistent. So the style of a devotional is really consistent where the reader knows every day I have to read, the first part. There's a Bible verse that's going to accompany it, example, etc., etc. But it doesn't have to be those specific elements. So I want to share with you guys different ideas of different elements that you can include in a devotional. You can use some of these. You don't have to use all of these, but just to give you an idea. So a lot of devotionals have like an application or an activity portion. So basically, you give the reader an assignment to go apply what they just learned, to go out and do something, or how they can apply it to their life. Or you give them an activity, whether it's a creative activity, etc. One of my favorite devotionals that I've read is The Love Dare. I love that devotional, The Love Dare. I haven't gone through the full book, but it gives you an activity. It dares you, like I dare you to go and love your husband and do something nice, or I dare you to get your wife some flowers or take her out to dinner. So it tells you different activities of what to do. So that is a segment that you can include in your devotional. Another part of your devotional that people like to include is a reflection part. So it's basically a part where you ask a reflective question or something like that, and you give the reader space to fill in their answers, to reflect, to write their thoughts out and reflect on that question. So kind of like some journaling space. Another part of devotional is references. So there can be many different references. You can reference biblical scriptures, you can reference quotes, you can reference different anecdotes or stories, statistics, research. So references are very important in your devotional because they help to support your argument and they help to support your message. And then you want to have the main paragraph or the main prose that you write down, or series of paragraphs where you're sharing your message, you're sharing the heart behind your devotion for that day. We talked about having different themes. We talked about having a pattern, having your different references, an application possibly. And then another thing I want to talk about, I want to go back to just the length of your devotional and go a little deeper into that. So generally, for each devotion, the average length you want to shoot for is between 250 to 350 words, okay? I would say 500 words is kind of like the max for a devotional because people usually use a devotional to accompany the studying that they're already doing in the Bible. So like during quiet time, I may be doing my own study with the Bible, and then I just accompany that with, or I supplement that as well with like a short devotion for the day. But it doesn't always have to be like that, but it's just the average. It's just the general rule of thumb. This one is a little different because obviously this book is longer than 250 or 350 words. So this book is probably a couple thousand words per devotional book. So it's probably like 2,000 to 3,000 words per book. Okay? So you kind of want to see what format you want to do it in, whether you want it to be like a series of books. If you want it to be a series of books, then you can make the devotions longer. Or if you want it to be, just in one book, then you can make the devotions shorter. And then another thing that I want to talk about is really just taking your time. When you're writing a devotional, some people get frustrated. They're trying to rush it. You can't write a devotional the same way that you write a normal book. Every devotion that you write, a lot of times you're going to be tested in what you're writing, or you're going to be experiencing or going through what you're writing. And until you pass that test, until you finish going through that experience, it's like your devotion isn't complete. You're still pulling in different facts. You're still finding different verses. You're still trying to find the right story to put in there. So because there's so many moving parts and so many different working elements, it's not always something that you can just type out really quick and just knock out like 10 devotions within one day. With your devotional, take it one day at a time, because that is how you want your reader to digest the devotional. You want them to take it per devotion at a time. So don't try to knock out, 10 devotions in one sitting, because you want your reader to digest the devotional in the same way that you're experiencing it as you are writing it. So those are my tips for writing a devotional. As you guys know, we have a publishing company, so if you are interested in publishing with us, or if you're interested in any of our writing, editing services, definitely reach out to us and check it out. But I hope that you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Premium Content Wednesday video. Until next time, bye.